Hello guys, you're welcome to my YouTube channel today. If you are new here, you're welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you, and thank you for coming back. My name is Postinola, like some of you know my name, and I film about Sweden, education in Sweden, everything about Sweden, and maybe some lifestyle vlogs and all. And in today's video, it's a question and answer video, and in this video I'm going to be answering some of the questions that are on my comments in the last two videos that I uploaded, because it's a lot of questions. It's a lot, and I said okay, it's a lot of questions, so this video is me answering all of your questions. No, not all of them actually, but most of all your questions that you've asked me. Yeah, and some questions are questions that I cannot answer because I'm not the university admissions, and I'm not the Swedish migration agency. So there are some questions that you could probably send an email to the migrations. You can send an email to them and ask them questions, and I'm sure that they can answer you, right? Yeah, so let me jump right into the video. Yes, I've got a lot of questions regarding the WhatsApp group that we mentioned in I think both of the videos that me and Son of Paul uploaded, and the questions were like, give us the WhatsApp group link. Now the thing is, I don't have the WhatsApp group link, and I'm not an admin on that group. I don't have the link, and I think there's a rules to the group. I have no idea, right? I have no idea about how it works there. Yeah, so just to put that out there. So let me go to the next question. This question says that, good day to you and thank you for being a help. Please, I want to know if you can open a new account for proof of funds. Yes, you can open a new account for proof of funds. People have done it in the past and they were granted, so I can't say no. But you can of course use a new account, but then you have to provide explanations, like everything you're doing. Be transparent, like we have said. Tell them you opened a new account because of your tuition, or because of, just give them reasons why you are opening a new account for this application. It's as simple as that. Another question says that, please, if I'm traveling with my dependents, will I go to the embassy with my spouse for the interview? Now, this is the question. The thing is, if you are traveling with your dependents, they would, sometimes you can go with them, but I know that last year they specifically said because of workload and many applications that they are going to extend dependents. They will not attend to dependent, that they will probably attend to main applicant first, and then after the main applicant they will attend to the dependent. That was what they did last year. So some of my friends that came in like that, they attended to the main applicants, and after the main applicant has gotten to Sweden, they now attended to like the dependent. Yeah, they give the dependents work permit. Yeah, work permit. Yeah. So if you will come with your dependent, it depends. Some they will tell them to come with their dependent to the interview. Some they will say no. So it depends on. So when you get an invitation to come for an interview, please send an email to them asking them that, can I come with my dependent? Because most of the times when you go for your interview, you will do your biometrics. So you can, in my time when I came into Sweden, you go with your dependent and they do your dependent biometrics. But I think things are changing, so it's the best thing is for you to send an email asking them if you should come with your dependent on that day when you are required to come for your interview, to be on the safer side. Another question here says that, hello, after you submit your application online, how many days or months should we wait for the schedule for embassy in that interview? The question is, there's no particular date or month, because you cannot predict the Swedish migration, right? They take their time to assess every application. So what you have to do is just wait till you get an email. They will always send you an email, and how many time or month does not, it does not, it's not month specific. Like it can happen some 3 months, some 2 months, some 1 month, some after 4 months. So it depends on the case officer, right? Yeah. Somebody asked a question. The person said, Can I submit POF from microfinance bank account because that is my salary account? This is I don't know, this is a very tricky question. I don't know, some of the people that are already in Sweden might be watching me right now, and there are some people who knows better than me when it comes to all this proof of funds. But I do know that some has used microfinance bank, but the problem is, be sure to use a bank account that you know that your bank will respond to migration quickly, because there are some banks, especially in Nigeria, there are some banks that when they message them, when they send them an email confirming if your account is a real account and if it's a real account, some banks don't reply them. And because of this, a lot of people have missed their chances. They've denied some people. So be sure that the kind of bank that you're using is a bank that respond to emails, embassy emails, consulate emails, so that you get your decision as quick as possible. Because if they don't, if your bank does not reply to migrations, then they cannot do anything in your case. So I just want to put that out there. Yeah, and some people ask me questions regarding accommodation. I have a video on accommodation, right? Please search for my video that I've done about how to look for accommodation in Sweden. Please search for that video. You would get some information regarding that. But somebody asked me, he said, please, how can I get my personal security number to register for student Bostäder? That's it. If you're not in Sweden, if you're not registered in Sweden, you don't have a personal number. But then, when you try to register, student Bostäder is going to like generate a personal number for you. So when you're registering, make sure you are using password and username. I don't know how it works now, but during my time, you just register and they automatically generated a personal social number for me on their own website, not for. So for you to have a personal number, you have to be in Sweden. You must have been registered in Sweden to get that. So that's another question. States here that, please, what if I want to travel first before my family joins me, and I plan to stay in a student housing for the month I'll be in Sweden alone? How do I answer the accommodation question? Do I still tell them I have registered for student housing or apartment for family? This is a very tricky question. I think I don't even know how to answer this question, because honestly, I don't know how to answer the question because it's so tricky. It's so tricky. I think to be on the safer side, just tell them you've gotten an apartment for you and your family, because sometimes it's always good to leave out some details and just give them what they want. Like, give them what they want. You have gotten an apartment. That will make you poor. But if you tell them a student apartment, then you are starting to give them a red flag, right? So, and if you tell them that you are going first before your family, then you are giving them another red flag. So the best thing is just to get a family apartment from day one. My advice, my opinion. If anybody has other opinion, please, you can put it in the comment section. Thank you. I got a question again. The person says that, please, can we get questions that we might come across at the embassy as SI people? For SI scholars, you are not required to go for an interview. Well, I don't know if things will change this year, but in my time in 2021, 2022, and I think 2023, people who came in last year, there was no interview for SI scholars. All you have to do is go to the embassy and do your biometrics. There's no interview for you. Yeah. So yes, that's it. Yes, somebody asked again and says that, please, is a proof of fund for Sweden just living expenses or living expenses plus school fees balance? No, your POF is just your living expenses. Your tuition is something else. It's just your living expenses for those times that you'll be staying in Sweden. For example, if they are going to grant you 1 year resident permit, so they expect you to provide proof of funds for 1 year that you'll be living in Sweden. So if you want them to grant you a 2 years student resident permit, then you have to provide proof of funds that will take you for 2 years. And that living expenses includes your feeding, your accommodation, your dependent. If you have two children, you have to calculate per each child. If you have a spouse, per your spouse also. So you do all the calculations, multiply by the month, and that is your proof of funds. So school fees are not included in the proof of funds. Yeah, and somebody asked that for people in Nigeria, will the interview be in Abuja or it can be done in Lagos? The interview is in Abuja. Even people from Ghana comes to Nigeria for their interview. So I think Nigeria has the Swedish embassy. I think it's the Nigeria embassy that also services for the Ghana people, and I don't know, maybe other African countries, but I don't know. I shall know Ghana and Nigeria. So the interview will be done in Abuja because that's where the Swedish embassy is located, not in the consulate in Lagos. It's Abuja, Embassy of Sweden in Abuja. Another question here says that does children have benefits when they have resident permits? It depends. It depends. When you have a Swedish student permit, your children are not directly entitled to benefits. There's a clause benefit, but then if you convert to a work permit, then your children are now entitled to benefits. But this is the advantage. If your children are coming into Sweden, they have access to free healthcare. Education is very cheap, very, very cheap. It's like 10% of your take home every month. So even if you're earning 1,000 krona, so 100 krona is what you will pay. So it depends on how much you're earning. That's what they don't have like specific amount to pay for your children. So it's basically 10% of what you're earning. And if you're not earning any income, it's free. It's free. Your children will go to school free, and they give them food in school. Those are the benefits. Healthcare is free, and all. So those are the basic benefits that you get for your children. Somebody asked and said, for a new immigrant, which city is best for starters? That is a very tricky question. Me, I'm of the opinion that every city is best, provided that you're favored, right? Every city is best. For me, all cities are best, right? As long as you get something doing in that city, is the best. Best is relative. What is best to you might not be best to me, right? So yeah, it's relative. I can't say this is the best. But however, people used to say there are a lot of jobs in Stockholm, in Gothenburg, and in the northern part of Sweden. Yeah, and a lot of BSc students have also asked me questions. But the reason why I will not be answering BSc students is because I didn't go through BSc procedures, and I don't know how they do their processes. So it won't make sense for me to come here and be saying things that I've not done research about or ask people about. But I hope that someday I would actually talk about BSc studies. But for now, it's basically master's student. Yes, I think I've exhausted the questions that I know that I can answer. And I hope that this video will help you and would give you more rest of mind. I hope I've been able to answer your question and satisfy you in my little way, right here, my little way. And if you are watching me, you've not subscribed to my YouTube channel, what are you still waiting for, right? Support your girl, and please share my video. Thank you. This is where I will draw the curtain, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, but I don't wanna jinx it, baby. Let's not get ahead of my time. Oh, but I don't wanna miss you, baby. So I stand up and speak just my mind. Oh. You're chilling wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here